Christmas time, it's how to celebrate without gaining 3 kg, and then after Christmas, how to detox from Christmas,
Yes.
and then springtime, how to detox in order to have the perfect bikini, and it's constantly like that.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Surviving 101 podcast. It's Francesca Halem and Lou. In this second episode, we will be discussing body image and the way we see our bodies and the way the society sees our bodies.
If you're interested in the topic of body image and the effect of social media on beauty standards, then pour yourself a nice cup of tea and sit with us.
There's always a space for you on our couch. Right, ladies, let's get started. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, Francesca?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. How are you, Lou?
I'm good, thanks. Why do we want to talk about body image today?
So the reason why I want to talk about body image today is because it can often be like we were saying 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about mental health. I think that this is one of those topics that can trigger mental health issues for many women and men as well. And body image will also be a very debated topic in the coming months as well, as summer is getting closer. And the idea,
Yes, I like the.
and the
Here we
idea
go
of
again.
the perfect bikini body,
Yes.
will be a very hard one to digest. And so I was just thinking of talking about this topic and this stigmatization that there is behind it, and see what our audience also think about it.
Yes,
What
definitely.
about you, Alan?
Well, I always thought, that insecurities on our body come across when we start comparing ourselves to others. And here where the problem starts, because, why do we have insecurities about our body? We all create in different way. We have different shapes. We have different body images. And we also perceive ourselves differently from how people outside perceive our body. But again, this is a problem, because then we have insecurities, and we think that we all should follow a standard of how a beautiful body, an amazing body should look like.
And also, I'd say we also should consider what a beautiful body means.
Exactly.
Yes.
And why attach even beautiful to a body? I mean, we all beautiful in different kind of ways. And
Everybody is beautiful.
Yeah, that's the thing. So on the one hand, you have all those standards. They put a lot of pressure on us, obviously, and we're constantly bombarded with it. Like as you said, like Christmas time, it's how to celebrate without gaining 3 kg, and then after Christmas, how to detox from Christmas,
Yes.
and then springtime, how to detox in order to have the perfect bikini, and it's constantly like that. And yeah,
I want to highlight that this is not only on women, it's on men as well.
Of course not. Yes.
It's just for both genders. And
Yeah, and so many goals to achieve, and more often than not, how are you supposed to achieve them? By starving yourself,
basically, and how
and
diets
doing
and
very unhealthy things actually. And on the other hand, there's the whole body positivity movement, which has raised very important questions about the toxicity of all of this.
yes,
But personally, I'm still a little bit confused about everything, because I feel like now seeing perfectly good-looking models, like they've had their hair done and perfect makeup done by professionals, and whether they are plus size or not, it's still not a realistic image of them
it is
as human beings, yes. And ultimately, I think it keeps upholding very patriarchal visions of womanhood. Like, I'm not going to go into
Okay, yeah.
this whole other debate, but you know me, I do like that. But anyways, I wish we could just accept the fact that what you said, why do we use the word beautiful?
Yeah.
Now, can't we just accept the fact that everybody is unique and different,
Yes.
and that a body is not meant to be beautiful. The body is meant to be alive in the healthiest way possible.
Yes.
And to basically take us from being born to the end of the journey in the best way possible.
Exactly.
That's its aim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
of
means that you have to take care of it.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you have to transform it and, kind of convert the way, your body looks like to another way just because it looks beautiful.
Yes. That's
A standard.
a
exactly.
standard that's added onto the reality.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is very sad. And it's very kind of depressing and again related to mental health, as Francesca was saying. Because again, you will feel like inferior to others because, I don't know, you don't have a flat belly, but then you want a thick, I don't know how to say a good word for us. but it's
Booty.
not- Booty.
Behind.
Exactly. A good behind.
And big boobs.
Big boobs,
Yeah,
exactly.
and I think that social medias
Oh.
in this topic, like they play a really huge part because I mean,
They
who
do.
doesn't have social media nowadays, and who doesn't compare ourselves to others? I mean, it's
Yeah.
really hard, to scroll down and see all these beautiful and of course edited pictures of like beautiful women. Then, and you know what? On one side, I think we should celebrate ourselves and others. So instead of like I'm happy for them to have a beautiful body, but at the same time, I should probably stop feeling ashamed of my body because it doesn't look like theirs. I think we should all celebrate each other's bodies without comparing them.
So, ladies, what do you think about society standards, and how do you think that fits in our own body image?
Yeah, well, good question. It would be interesting to look at why we have this need to set so many standards and what's the purpose of it from a sociological perspective, right? But
Yes.
that goes beyond the scope of our podcast, I
Yes.
guess. Because anyways, on regardless of the reasons behind that, on a daily basis, it's very harmful, and it's actually also often used as a tool for social control, in my opinion, at least. And so yeah, for sure, it has fed into my own body insecurities, and especially as a teenager, I would say, not so much now anymore.
Yeah.
But when you're a teenager, it can be pretty confusing.
Yeah. Plus, you're very vulnerable to
Yeah,
what's
and you-
outside of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And your body is changing a lot from like year to year.
Yeah. As soon as you hit puberty.
But I think that it's not about the age, it's also like about each person really, because it's like liking your body and being okay with your body is it's a process, and I don't know,
Yes.
maybe you can feel okay with your body now, but there are many people that
Of
reach
course,
that point when they're in their 30s or 40s.
Yes.
Like
Definitely, it's a journey.
yeah,
Yes.
it's different for everyone.
Also, because what I've realized is that your body keeps on changing all the time. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
just during
mutating,
puberty.
yeah.
and-
We are not statues, guys.
I
and-
have
No,
never
yeah.
seen my body changing so much like the past year
Me
because
too,
of
actually.
the pandemic.
Mhm.
I am exercising 1 month and then the other 3 I'm home, not doing much, and it's been like that for like
Yes.
so long.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go through so many, like especially like as women.
Yeah,
if
definitely.
if we have children, or if we choose to
Yeah.
have children, our bodies are gonna change in this way. And even men who are growing old and going through their own
Yes.
cycles and
yes.
phases, and
Yeah, like I think that society standards are still very much dictated by what it is advertised in
Yes.
ads, in TV, in the fashion industry, in magazines, social media. And I think that the representation of like real bodies, such as the bodies that are characterized by stretch marks or like fat rolls and cellulites, and whatever, are still like very much stigmatized.
Yes.
And we think that bodies as such should be still edited and corrected because they don't meet like standards that society still like set, and like not seeing my body represented by any major brands or advertisement. I mean, maybe they are doing it now, but in the past when I was like
Yeah, yeah.
20, they really weren't much And you know, that really, that I didn't feel included. I felt like my body was not a good body because I wasn't skinny enough, I wasn't toned enough. There were many factors, and because of that, I just felt like I wasn't good for the fashion industry, you know. So and therefore, I actually started hating going shopping at the time. Well, I still don't like going shopping, but that's another thing.
But yeah, because
So-
it triggers your your own
Yeah.
thoughts about your body, and then you don't want to think about it.
Yeah, and
It's
if you start by when you're 15 about like not liking your body and thinking that your body is not good enough, like that is really damaging for your future, you know. And only now that I'm mature enough and I have like a bigger awareness of who I am as a
Yes.
person
yeah,
and how I want to look like and how I do look like. Now it's definitely better. I'm confident.
Yeah.
But it's actually been really hard. So it's actually really damaging, and it still is for many teenagers.
And that's scary. That's scary. The new generation are, completely, I think, destroyed by this new society standards on, how you should look like. Oh, if you are female, you should look like this. You should have, flat belly, a thick booty, and like big boobs, and that's it. If you don't fit into this box, then I'm so sorry, but you're ugly. Which is like, oh my god, like what the fuck? I mean, this is just crazy. It's just crazy, and it's gonna stay in the new generation for a long time. And as you said, now that we are older and we are aware of we are aware that our worth doesn't come from how we look like,
Yeah.
then we can be kind of good to ourselves. But for vulnerable like teenagers or vulnerable people, I would say this is just so mentally harming, and again triggering their mental health and how they feel about themselves. Their self-esteem is just gonna drop.
And even children, even before
Yeah.
puberty, actually, it can actually lead to very long-term trauma, I think, down the line.
My cousin, she's 13, and she's in the middle school, so she's in that age where she's starting making friends, going out with like friends, just them without parents, and meeting boys,
Yeah.
and it's that age, and
Oh, yeah.
where they're exploring each other's, and sometimes she comes to me and she's just like, I don't like my body. I mean, she's really skinny. She's really skinny and tall, and she does gymnastics. She's really good and athletic, but she still has a very undeveloped body, and she compares herself to her friends who, unlike her, have a really developed body already, and she just doesn't like herself, and she's already complaining and about to her mom about her body, and she's so
Crazy,
young.
yeah.
She's only 13, and she spends all day on TikTok and watching these beautiful girls, and
Well, that brings us to the next
another question, guys. Okay. So what about social media then? So as as we were saying, we definitely know that social media have an impact on beauty standards, but which kind of impact?
Well, in my opinion, they have a massive one, and that's part of the reason why I quit social media. I'm not on social media.
Best decision.
I'm on LinkedIn, but does that count? Really, I'm not sure.
I think on LinkedIn you will scroll and see bikini bodies or athletic men. I'm not sure about that.
No,
But
I don't think so. No, I think it's a real waste of time and energy, and it's very harmful, because the thing is, people, they get to decide which picture they're going to post and which filter they're going to apply on the picture. So all you can see is a very carefully controlled representation of oneself, even if it doesn't come from a bad place.
exactly. Very
Right?
filtered.
Yes. And I'm sure most people don't think, oh, I'm going to put a filter to make other people feel bad about their body. It's not that, but it's the result.
It's the result.
that is the thing. Like, every time I see a woman with a beautiful body, the first thing that I would think is, oh my god, I want that body.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't have that.
I don't
want
have that. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I don't like myself enough because I don't have that body. But then, and that's the first thing that I would think. But I realize, and it's really hard, but I realize that you need to shift that. You need to shift that into, this is social media. She's a model. That's her job. And it's her job maintaining a body like that.
Yeah.
And that is not a everyday body. Because if you look
It's
at all the
not.
women out there that you actually meet in person every day, that is not how they look like.
No.
A woman body has cellulite, has a stretch mark, and of course when you see, on social media, they're not gonna show you the whole picture, with
Exactly.
all of that, with all the addition, which, we can call beautiful addition or natural addition. They will
Yeah.
not show you that. And you think, oh, that's it, they don't have it, why do I have it?
So I think that right now it's really important to be aware of how social media work and how they function.
Yeah.
And once you know that, you just need to start working on yourself and shifting your thoughts from a negative thought,
Yeah.
that's the first one that you will have, to a positive one, and like understanding what's behind social media, because
What you see is not real. That just
Yeah.
like be honest about it. What
Yeah.
do you see on social media is not real. It's not real life. That's only a filtered image on what a beautiful body looks like. And again, beautiful, it's not really an adjective that I want to use for this.
no.
But again, that's what society makes you think. But and it's devastating. I mean, I've been struggling with my body my whole life, As your cousin, I was very skinny as well, and I developed a little bit later than my friends. At 12, at 13, I looked like I was still 8 years old, honestly, body-wise. And it took me time to actually understand that this is my body. This is how I look like, and I'm working on it to make it healthy, but not to look like somebody else. To look like an Instagram model, or to look like, a model in general. And it takes time, is a whole journey, but, I remember going shopping with my mom, and looking for clothes, and we always look at clothes that were like kid size, because my age clothes weren't fitting me. And for me was, the worst feeling, because I was like, I am not fitting in that box of, of how I should look like. And it's a terrible feeling. So I would never want to go back and feel again that. So when I think about, future generation and how, how they compare themselves to something that is not real, it honestly makes me feel so bad, because it's just the worst feeling, and it doesn't make you any good. It makes you doubt for the rest of your life that you're just not enough, and it's very sad. And but again, it's a journey, and you need to be smart about it and understand that it's not real. That you should love yourself the way you are, and there is no such thing as a beautiful body or a perfect body, and we are not fucking statues.
No.
That's it. And
I think that the most important thing is accepting yourself. Ultimately, you need to accept yourself. You can, of course, improve yourself and do whatever you want to your body, really. But then, at some point, I think
as long as it stays healthy.
That's exactly
no, we are promoting health, but not standards.
Yes.
So in every episode, we would like to share with you a little self-care tip to help you survive. It could be anything big or small that we have found to be of help when sometimes life hits you hard. And today we would like to start with something that the three of us are doing to put our minds at ease.
If you want to know why we do this self-care tip segment, listen to our introduction episode.
This week's self-care tip is a skincare routine, which is a form of looking after our bodies. This applies to everyone, regardless of gender. Ladies, what does your skincare routine involve, and in what way does it make you feel good?
Okay. Well, I don't think my skincare routine is particularly interesting, but what I could say about it is I am trying to be as environmentally friendly as possible.
Which is very good.
Yes, and in all areas of my life. Now that would apply to the way I eat, the way I don't know, clothes or whatever, and also products I'm using on my body. So the only advice I would like to give you is just be careful of the ingredients.
Yes.
And if possible, just try to use products that are good on the planet, because if they're good on the planet, they're going to be good for you, because you are part of the planet as well.
Oh, that's such a nice
I know.
statement. Oh my
Great
god.
message.
So yeah.
I've always loved skincare actually, and I have honestly, I don't know how much money I spent on skincare products since I was
A lot.
like
Too much,
15.
too much.
Honestly, exactly.
A lot.
For sure, too much.
And you
Even
know,
because
when we realized, when we had to move your stuff, and you have
So much
oh
stuff.
my god, so many drawers only of skincare stuff.
yeah, but that's because my skin has always been changing so much. So there are moments where my skin is beautiful and I don't need many products, or I just need essential ones, and then others like now where I've got acne and I need complete different range of skincare products where I need just different necessities really. And I think that if you never had acne in your life, I don't think you would actually get it too much, because probably you never had to use proper products to cure your acne with. So I guess that's also really personal. But yeah, I honestly love my morning and evening skincare routine, and I love sheet masks so much. So I'm gonna put in the bio some of my favorite brands for you guys, so that you can have a look and try them out.
Again, it's not sponsored, but if the skincare if they
Yeah,
try to
If they
sponsor
want to
us,
sponsor, they can.
that's fine.
Please
right?
do so if you're listening.
Well, my skincare routine is mainly at night, and it's a way of relaxing my skin. And especially now, with all of these masks, and I'm starting to breaking out. Like my skin started to break out,
Yeah.
which I'm not used to. I've always had a clear skin, which I know I'm very proud of, because I'm like, well, I have a clear skin. I don't need to use product, but actually you need to moisturize your skin a lot, and that's what I do. And also something that I've learned is to put SPF like every day, even if it's winter.
Yes.
And I'm like, I've always thought, SPF is just when you go to the beach and you put some SPF on your face and on your shoulders, and that's fine. That's it. But I've always been like, that's fine. I have a lot of melanin. I don't need SPF. You fucking need it. Let me tell you. And it prevents from getting your skin damaged from the sun, but it mainly is UV. Even if you live in England, I'm so sorry, you need to put SPF. But yeah, for me, during the before going to bed, it's just a way to de-stress as well.
Pamper yourself.
Yeah, pamper yourself. And if you're a man and you're listening to it, please moisturize your skin. That's it.
Please.
Please do.
Now let's carry on with our topic. I hope you're all still sitting very comfortably.
Yes, this chair is a bit uncomfortable. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a bit rough.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Are we supposed to sit on a couch? So guys, imagine us sitting on a couch actually, so. Francesca, tell us what you're drinking. She's shy because she's drinking alcohol and it's 3 p.m. in the evening, in the afternoon. But Francesca, it's fine.
I'm actually not drinking anything. I made Alem and Lou a cup of coffee, but I haven't made one for me. Now, let's talk about society's expectations vs reality. Why do you think we compare ourselves to others, and how can we learn to start accepting and loving ourselves for who we are?
Well, accepting our own body is a long process that, of course, take a lot of time and require an extreme level of patience and self-determination, I would say. A constant reminder that we are enough, that no matter how we look, we are still worth, that our worth doesn't come from our outlook. And I can tell you that, you know, I am almost 23, and I am still in the process of accepting my own body. Even if I think I reached a level of maturity on, you know, even like, you know, what I see outside, what I see on social media is not real, blah, 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 all of this. I still have problems sometimes accepting my own bodies because it's inevitable. And I say again, inevitable to not compare yourself to others. But I can say I'm in, you know, and I'm in this journey. I'm fully in, and I'm really looking forward to fully accept myself and be confident in my own skin, which is not an easy process. But yeah, what about you, Lou? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a very interesting point, actually, and I think we really do need to shift it around. Like, we know we are comparing, and it might be a normal process, I don't know, but instead of okay, let's talk for women, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure men also do that, but it's up for them to say, right?
Yeah.
Now, we know it's a big problem for women, and when you see another woman, you think, wow, she's so beautiful. Instead of wishing that you looked like her, why can't we just be happy that she's beautiful and happy to see such beauty, you know?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
think the same way about ourselves as well, because
yeah.
now think of yourself the way you would think about your friends. Like, all my friends, I think they're all really beautiful, they're all gorgeous, they all look different, and they're all really beautiful.
Yeah.
So if you think that about other women, why can't you feel the same way about yourself?
Definitely.
You know?
If you are complimenting somebody because they look beautiful, why wouldn't you compliment yourself?
Exactly. And to be honest, from a feminist point of view, all the time and energy we're wasting comparing yourself, think of everything we could do
Ah, that's true.
if we would just channel this energy doing something else rather than staying vulnerable and
Yeah.
being mean to each other.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's it correlates a lot on you know, we are really good at criticizing ourselves because, you know, we often think that we're not enough. We often think that we could do more, that the expectations on us are like really high.
Yes.
So and that is probably why we never really accept ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is really wrong, because we are enough. We should think and we should know that we are enough.
We are
Well-
very hard on ourselves.
That is a very good point, Lou, that you bring up about comparing ourselves to each other. How is it possible that we often bring down each other because of jealousy instead of empowering other women and fighting together towards a patriarchal society which wants us to be perfect
yes.
in every
Yes.
aspect of our lives, meeting expectations that cannot be met at all, and that does not allow us to be free and equal to men. I do believe, and I'm sure that I have been very judgmental in the past with how other women want to show or tell
We all been
themselves. You know,
very
the
unconsciously.
way they dress, the way
yes.
they undress themselves,
Yes.
the way they look like,
Yeah.
and what they want to accomplish. And often that was coming from a place of jealousy, and it was so straightforward for me to compare myself to them, you know, and feeling that I wasn't enough, or that I wasn't accepted. But then I started looking at the bigger picture, and I realized that we should all be free of showing ourselves for who we want us to be and accomplishing whatever makes us feel happy. So the bigger picture showed me that we all go through the same shit. Doesn't matter how tall you are, how beautiful, skinny, or smart we are. We all have like insecurities that we go through, and I think that we should be aware of that, and we should acknowledge that. So no, it doesn't matter how jealous we are of someone else. We just need to think that the other person is a human being going through the same shit.
Yes.
So
We're just all
should
pretending.
we should
Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah.
we just have to be kind to each other and empower each other, especially us women.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
And yeah, and it's crazy that we have to deal with it every day, you know.
It's an everyday thing. That's true.
Yeah.
And it's very draining. as well. I mean, we cannot look perfect every day. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that all of this bring me to a very important question. What does it mean to be beautiful for you, ladies? And this for both genders, men and women.
That sounds like a philosophy.
Yeah.
Philosophical
essay question.
Who is beautiful?
You have 4 hours to answer this question. Wow, what does it mean to be beautiful?
I know it's a big topic.
To me, when I think of someone who's beautiful, I think of someone who isn't afraid of showing who they are, right? Someone who is just confident, who knows who he or she is and what he wants to tell people. And I don't know, someone who's beautiful to me is just someone who is really aware of what he or she is and what they can give to others, and they just smash it.
Yes.
I think it's an energy, right? It shines through. It's not about the way you look. It's about the way you feel.
You feel around them.
Yeah, it's yeah.
That. Yeah,
But
I like that, the way you feel around them.
Because I can say somebody's beautiful through a screen, but it is really.
But it's really powerful when you have friends who makes you feel beautiful.
Oh yes, damn, that's good shit. Yes.
So would you say being beautiful is making other people feel like they are beautiful?
It can be.
And it's like a side effect, you know. It's because you make other people feel beautiful, then they make you feel beautiful instantly. I mean, because we need to distinguish between, you know, beautiful and attractive.
Yes.
I think attraction is really personal, though.
It's
like
physical, but it's strictly physical. It's not related to beauty.
No, but it could be also
Attractive to the personality.
Charisma.
Yeah. That's actually true.
charm.
Charm.
Oh my god.
So to wrap it up, what lesson would you like our audience to take from today's episode?
So my number one tip is to always be true to yourself. So you can actually work on yourself and embark the journey of self-acceptance, especially of your own body.
For me, I'd say try to like yourself as much as you can. Again, it's a process, and accepting yourself and the way you look, it's really hard, especially if you're in your 20s or even probably your 30s. However, I still think that if you're not happy with yourself, you can always work on that. There are always ways you can work on that, but I think that at some point you just need to accept yourself, and that is the healthy way forward.
Yes. I think maybe one way to feel better would be to not thinking about our bodies as a separate entity that you have to fight or shape in a specific way. But remembering that your body is you and you are your body, okay? It's never going to change. And you have to think, okay, do I want to hate this part of myself forever or not? And I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
And it's just remember your body is here to be healthy, and beauty comes after, and it will come naturally. And remember that life is not about competing with each other, and it's not about comparing yourself and being sorry for not looking like the neighbor.
About lifting each other and empowering each other.
For listening to our episode, we hope it was helpful. Please do share your thoughts and comments on our Instagram and Twitter page, and give us a follow to keep update on new episodes.
Don't hesitate to ask us any questions you might have about this week's topic. We will always be more than happy to reply.
Also, if you have any suggestions on your own self-care tip, do not hesitate to share them with us. There will always be someone benefiting from it. Once again, We want to remind you that we are not professionals and or experts, and that the debates we create come from our own experience and personal opinion, along with some research on the side. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.